Hey guys, it's Yoda Joe 93 and Disney
Disney
fanatic.
fanatic.
Yep. So we just got done watching Wakanda Forever. So, so guys, we're here to talk about this movie. So how this review is gonna work for you guys is we're gonna give two different opinions and two different thoughts, and my fiance is gonna go first because I know she has less things to say than I do. So we're gonna let her go first and just kind of give you her first thoughts on someone who loves Marvel movies and someone who loves most Disney movies. She's gonna give her thoughts on what she thought of the movie.
So I teared up at the scene where the Marvel logo shows up with T'Challa and all of his, what do you call it? His scenes and everything. But there were multiple emotional parts in the show for me. Sorry, not show, the movie. Gosh. And I really, really like the action scenes and everything. I would give it 4.5 out of 5, in my opinion.
It's a pretty good review, pretty good score.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, guys. So my thoughts on this movie are, I love the first two acts. I did tear up when they did the Marvel logo and showed all the scenes of Chadwick. It was making me feel very emotional. But most of the other scenes in the actual movie did not convey fully that emotion, but there were some that did. Some of the emotional stuff wasn't great, but some of the comedy was very good and very fun. I like Ironheart. I love what they did with Namor. I thought Namor is a very strong antagonist. They gave him a purpose. I do wish that he had more in the story than what he got. Like, I think hopefully we'll get more of him in, like, a capacity of his own movie or something, or a show. Because I think he's such a great character, and there's a lot more they can do with him. I thought the tribute to Chadwick was handled very well. I liked that they got the funeral out of the way right away, and that it didn't drag. I thought that was very good and very respecting. So what can I say? Everyone on the planet that follows my YouTube channel knows I can't stand Letitia Wright. So how did I feel about Letitia Wright in this movie? Let me tell you the basics. First two acts of this movie, I loved her character. I thought seeing her struggle with someone who comes from a magic world, or science world, and dealing with the magic and the spiritual side of what Wakanda represents is very interesting to witness. And I was very interested in seeing what that looked like and the conflict. And in terms of the action scenes, I liked 2/3 of them, but I just think the camera style, it shows a lot happening, but you can't always tell full extent of what's happening. But it was much better than a lot of the stuff we saw in the first Black Panther. I will give it that. There were definitely enjoyable sequences. I love Okoye kicking ass on the bridge. I love everything that we got to see. There was plenty of brilliant fight sequences that I was a huge fan of. So yeah, as a review, we talk about the good. The performances, good. Especially the soundtrack in this movie, very good. Angela, aka Queen Mamorona, very, very good. I love the conflict between the surface world and Wakanda being at war with each other after the death of T'Challa. That was handled very well. So let's get into the mix aspect of the movie. Okay, number one mix thing. This movie did not need to be 3 hours. Okay, you could have trimmed in a couple of scenes that were. I can't necessarily say there was any scenes that were unnecessary, but I think you could have shaved a good maybe 10-15 minutes out of this. So I felt like you didn't need it to be 3 hours. My other thing is, I won't spoil it here, the decision to make Shuri Black Panther at the end of this movie that you've seen in the trailers, so I'm not spoiling it for you, feels very rushed. And some of the things they do with her in the final battle are a little questionable. But I'm going to give this review, I'm going to give Black Panther Wakanda Forever. It is a worthy sequel and a tribute to Chadwick Boseman. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
Oh, we're going on 10?
Yeah, I usually do 10. Yeah.
Okay, well, if it's 8 out of 10 for you, I guess I would give it a 9 out of 10.
Sounds good. Yeah, I feel like I liked too much of the movie to give it a lower score, so I think 8 is fair for me. So yeah, I enjoyed it. But, that's what kind of the cool thing. We're just going to let this run. There probably won't be an intro for this one, but that's okay, guys, because we're just conveying our thoughts. And I'll get into it more in the podcast. So I'm about to go live with the podcast after you guys see this video. So, you know what? We'll make this longer because I want to have more of a discussion with this.
With him being a karate guru, he is more picky when it comes to the action scenes
I'm
than
more
I
picky
am.
with the fight scenes. So here's the thing you have to understand. As you can see by my Black Panther sweatshirt, I love T'Challa. And T'Challa is one of the best martial artists in the MCU. Like, he comes from the Black Panthers are so well trained. And the warrior trend is such a full part of that Wakanda experience. So I was just kind of hoping that Shuri, it just feels so rushed. And when she isn't doing things, I wanted her to be a more smart Black Panther. I didn't want her to just out the gate has the heart-shaped herb, and now she's doing flips and kicks like she's been doing it all her life.
You would have preferred it to be more of a Batman style.
Well, yeah, but Batman could fight, yeah, but
with the tech though.
Yeah. No, I just feel like she could have been Black Panther and just like T'Challa in the first Black Panther movie, just give her the teched out suit and let her beat her enemies by using that the Rasputin, right?
Yeah.
To the energy blasts and her little gauntlets she had that got destroyed. Because that's who she is.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Making her being combat like T'Challa just doesn't suit it. And it's even more upsetting because the other thing I'll say is the end credits scene in this movie, I won't talk about what it is, but people are praising about it like it's the greatest thing ever. It's not that great. It's a cool, nice little moment, and I feel it, and I get the emotion behind it, and I get why they did it. But I have a couple of frustrations that we'll get into with it in the spoiler review later. But yeah, it's a good movie, guys. It's not better than Black Adam in my opinion. I think some of the DC movies right now are a bit stronger, but I do think that this is more of a movie than Black Adam. Black Adam was more of like a popcorn movie. Yum, loved to eat it up, and for that I loved it for what it was. And in terms of movies, I loved Weird Al. I thought that was just a fun time. This movie conveys emotion. I do wish that because I love this character, I wish the way that they filmed the emotional scenes and the way that things were conveyed, I wish I really dug and really like. I love a movie that like I don't like being forced to feel emotional. I wish I could just feel emotional. I feel like some of the ways they try to convey the emotion when they throw things at you, it doesn't. Like, I wish they would have made me feel things about certain characters that I won't spoil. Because that kind of takes away the enjoyment when you don't feel that energy. Like, the only time I really got close to tearing up was when they showed the
Marvel logo?
Showed the Marvel logo with all of T'Challa's scenes, because I love T'Challa.
I teared up a little with the Queen issue, but...
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to, but she was so... In this movie, she's kind of unlikable. Like, there's not a lot of quality... Like, I get she's trying to be the Queen, but she's not doing... I kind of agree with what T'Challa's dad said in the first movie. Mm-hmm. It's hard... You're a good man with a good heart, and it's hard for a good man to be a king. But I think the Queen needed to be a little bit more...
Dominant?
Not dominant. She was very good as being a queen. She was not very good as being a mother. I felt she was...
Well, I mean, she's a queen.
Yeah.
She's got to teach her heir how to be a queen.
Right, but I feel like with T'Challa and his dad, I feel like the way they ran the kingdom, there was compassion there, and they had each other's backs.
You gotta remember, though, her heart was broken because she lost her son and her husband. So.
But I just wish that they both kind of leaned on each other with that angle. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like that would have been nice. I do love... So we didn't really get to talk about it much, though. But I do love that they set up Ironheart here, and I cannot wait for Ironheart's show. I love her in this. I love the stuff with the Dora Milaje. I thought that was really good. Love that even the Dora Milaje want to change. And Okoye, in person, her humor is very good. Yeah. Also, I don't know if he'll be the next Black Panther, but I love the idea that M'Baku might be taking a bigger leadership role in Wakanda, because I do love that character, and I think they're doing a great job with him. His jokes are hilarious. Yep. The way he reacts.
The best comic relief.
Oh yeah, this movie has great comic relief. I will say that there hasn't been a while. It's been a while since I've had some good laughs, and there's a couple that I really loved. There's a scene in this movie, guys, that's freaking hilarious, where when they have Ironheart walks up into the garage, and all of a sudden, like where she's hiding, the FBI like roll up on her, and the guy opens up the door, and he goes, "Oh shit, he's got an Iron Man suit." It was fucking priceless.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. Yeah. So we enjoyed this movie, guys. We're giving our thoughts on it. We both enjoyed it. Very worthy send-off. Remember, Wakanda forever. Have a great day.